wasn't it? That first month was so great. Doge was cutting stuff. Everything felt so good. Everything's great. I want that first month back. I want that first month back. But these people want to burn bridges. Trump is fine to burn bridges. In a lot of ways, I feel like I'm just as reckless as Trump is with that kind of thing. Like, if people want to burn a bridge with me, I'm happy to burn it with them. I'm not really about staying around and trying to make things, try to make things,
hey, me punk.
apologize.
Hop over to Rumble, say hi. We need 2 more unique chatters. I'll be right back.
They don't want to talk to you in private when they can't get rage clicks. The same thing is true of Tucker Carlson. This is classic conservative space shooting itself in its own foot. And it's sad to see, but it's like, ultimately, this will be good for everybody on this list. That's my point. This will be good about Candace. For Candace, it'll be good for Alex, it'll be good for Megan, it'll be good for Tucker, and it will be good for Trump. This is a legendary post. I mean, it would have been nice to get some paragraphs here. They're the same people who were saying, let's just define reality, just how fickle people are. Do you remember when Alex had Kanye on? Does everybody remember that? And he was kind of like not as full on DEFCON 5 or whatever he called it. He wasn't like hard enough on Israel. So then everybody just said he was owned by Israel. Do you remember that? That was like, what, 6 months ago, a year ago? Everyone said, Alex is owned by Israel. Alex is owned by Israel. Alex puts out one tweet like, Israel bad. Now everyone's like, yes, our warriors here. It's like, you guys see, the guy's just following clicks, right? He does the same people who said he was owned by Israel are now saying, wow, he's a base truth teller. You keep going, Alex. Keep discovering more. It's ridiculous. It's so like wildly obvious and like predictable. If I came out with a tweet later today and I was like, guys, you know what? I really figured it out after all this time. I was dead wrong. I really thought about it. I prayed about it. And it turns out that really Israel is really at the root of the downfall of the American empire. I have been so wrong about it. And Bibi Netanyahu is a war criminal. It would get 100,000 likes. And everyone would be like, yes, Jeremy's base God, he's back. People are just desperate to hear what they want to hear, and that'll never change. But they all win here. It's just all a distraction. TechSvet said that first month is exactly why people are so mad. Largest 180 turn in presidential history. Every plank dropped once in office. Yeah, I understand why people say that. Also, then you add on Puritan gatekeepers who are, we don't want you, you're not a real Republican, we don't need a big tent, and you destroy your own coalition. Then all you have left are evangelist neocons. Yeah, it sure seems like that. I think what's being missed is that this isn't a big R that win big R elections. It's independent. Then you add people who see prices and new wars. At best, they won't vote. People feel no more hope.
Sorry, I had to let the dogs back out before I took off. Or back in.
Oh,
that's okay. No big deal.
That's hard to refute.
Rumble's pretty easy to get, though.
Like Trump's first
just go there.
Been awesome. Or a second term. Sorry.
You can log in with your Gmail account. It'll set you up automatically. But, I get it.
Perfect.
That's why I stream on multiple platforms. I know there's sometimes people can't, but that's the only one I'm monetized on. So,
like the Chicken Littles, who are like, oh my God, everything's bad, and everything's a disaster, everything's bad. Life is ending as we know it. We need a 25th Amendment. Trump has dementia. Like, these people think that I mean, would they have rather had Kamala Harris? Would they have rather had Kamala Harris? Because that's like literally, that's what they're saying, right? I was more anti-Israel a lot more before Candace and Tucker started going off. The way they see Israel as the big bad boogeyman for every little thing wrong is ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, look, I think that the truth of the matter is, and I think my audience is a little more even keeled. Like, there's some weird stuff that that goes on between Israel and America that I would rather not be going on. And like, I'm willing to listen to that stuff, right? But what I'm not willing to listen to is like, I stubbed my toe, Jews did it. And it seems like there's nobody in the middle. There's nobody in the middle of like, I'm criticizing Israel, but I'm sticking close to the the actual issue. It just ends up devolving into Jews bad, and it's just not productive for me. You keep saying that stub my toe line. No one says that. You get what, like, you understand that that's not a literal thing, right? iSport says, so we should just stay at home and let Democrats take over. That will definitely make this country better somehow. You can bet the Democrats, dead and alive, will show up to vote when you don't. I know that's kind of the crappy situation that we're in, right? That is the kind of the crappy situation that we're in. Autists don't get euphemisms or metaphors. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's just a euphemism. I don't actually think people say they stubbed their toe. The Jews did it. I thought that people would know that, but I guess not. So we got this store. Oh my God, Christy Nome. Things just keep getting worse for her. What do I have here? Oh, I've got a black fatigue story. That's always going to be great. Got some McDonald's story. Where's that one? What do you guys got going on this weekend? Cat's having a hairball. I thought I heard that. I was like, I hear somebody. Colby, are you okay? There you go. Welding patch panels. You weld patch panels? Building your duck coop. Nice. Tigers game tomorrow against Marlins. I'm just tired of seeing all these hands in the big cookie jar. Yeah. No new wars, Maha. Hold people accountable. All those lies, and you still support the man. Yep, I do. I don't know. Like, it's just, I try to be realistic about it. That's all. Going camping in the Rockies. Damn, that should be fun. Put your dog outside? No. Going pew pewing. I did put the suppressors on. I get the suppressors on the 22 and the AR. So I'd like to go to the range this week. I would like to get some subsonic 22 ammo to see how quiet I can really make that thing. Mushroom hunting. Oh yeah, 70 morels. We have a lot of morels here too. Family are always asking to come over. All right. Oh, I've got this quick thing, and then we'll get to these next two stories. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Venice AI. Look, Sam Altman recently announced that ChatGPT can now reference all of your past conversations. Do you feel comfortable knowing that an AI platform has access to all of your thoughts, dreams, sensitive questions, business ideas, etc.? What are they even doing with it? All sorts of crazy stuff is going on. I mean, Alexa listens to us and recommends products based on our conversations. Meta retargets us based on our browsing and engagement history. Why do we assume that AI is going to be any different at all? That's why I always use Venice.ai. Venice.ai lets you use AI without handing over your sensitive information. Venice AI has an open source AI model. It utilizes leading open source AI models to deliver text, code, and image generation to your web browser. There are no downloads, no installation, nothing. It also has insane privacy and it's permissionless. They don't spy on you or censor the AI. Messages are encrypted, so your conversation history is only stored in your browser. AI can be extremely valuable, but we shouldn't need to give up our privacy to use it. The Venice Pro plan unlocks the full platform and features, including PDF uploads for summaries or insights, the ability to turn off safe mode for unhindered image generation, the ability to change how Venice interacts with you by modifying the system prompt, limitless text, and high image limits. You can use Venice.ai for a whole bunch of different things. You can actually go down here, you can choose between text, you can have it do video, you can have it, well, let's just go to text, and we'll take the GLM 4.6. Let's just ask it, the famous questions. Are there chemicals in the water that are turning the friggin' frogs gay, okay? Let's see here. Already gave me an answer. The claim that chemicals are turning the frogs gay is a popular conspiracy theory often cited by Alex Jones. Research has shown that certain chemicals, such as atrazine, can interfere with this stuff. You can have all sorts of fun. What Venice does is lets you, if you want to generate an image, you can say this and say, a gay frog. If you're going to make the thumbnail, you can have, I don't know what it's going to come up with, but you can do all sorts of crazy stuff. You get good at writing the prompts, and well, it is a frog, and it is kind of colorful. A frog wearing a pride flag. Let's see if that can get a little more specific. You're really, really unlimited, and you can do whatever you want, and it's not tracking it, which is good. There you go. There you go. Perfect. Exactly what I like to see. If you want to use AI without fear of handing over your most intimate thoughts to a corporation or the government, you can get 20% off of the Pro plan using my link, venice.ai/quartering and code quartering. All right, back. Let's see. Poison me with Skittles. Oh no. Do I bread and fry the chicken before I want pasta with the Alfredo sauce? Wait, what? Expert says, born in South Africa, you guys don't realize how lucky you are. Even the poorest person living here is fortunate. You guys are complaining about steak because you don't know you won the lottery by being born here. Hey, I get that. I get that. Text message says, I got off X a year ago. What I see as the popular position has 180 degrees changed. I hear you talking about Jew hate being huge, but I don't even hear it. Maybe try using X without reading into threads. Maybe. I think that I don't know that it's Jew hate in particular. That's just a small section of it. It's the Israel derangement. What kind of dog? I have 3 German Shepherds.
Yeah. It sounded like he was flying up my asshole.
All right, so let's go this here. Again, name change. I see. Remember last time you were springing out my chat and then you emailed me and you apologized? Like, if you want my attention, like, dude, if you bought coffee and you want a refund, I will 100% give it to you. Why do you keep typing that? Like, go ahead, email me at thequarterman@gmail.com. And I mean, by the way, if you want to, counteract his refund, you could go to cbcamazon.com, Charlie Bravo Charlie, Amazon.com. You can see all of our coffee available with free next day shipping. We're missing a couple of bag art updates. Our Sharpies and cream, we have newer bags in this, but working through that. Everything's available there. Feel free to check it out. Aren't you out mowing? Oh, it's way too early for that. Way too early for that. It's because he's lying. Yeah, he probably, I'll be ordering a bag soon. Just finished my vanilla cookie bag. Oh, nice. If you, I'm going to be putting the gingerbread and spiked jack-o'-lantern on sale next week. So that's not a bad time to pick some of that up too. I'm just going to reduce the stock there until fall. So you'll probably be able to get a really good deal on that stuff. I just want a refund. I mean, all he has to do is email me. There's a reason he's not emailing me. It's probably because he didn't buy any. All right. Let us go here. Doobie-doobie-doo. Doobie-doobie-doo. I don't have a promo now. "40 minutes late, even Israel's arranging my post is in threads." Yeah.
What's the topic? I don't know. Sorry, man. I didn't see the thing. I
Oops, not that one.
didn't have my earbud turned on. Hang on.
Let's see here.
What would you like to talk about?
I'm just checking your email.
I'm just running out to Green Springs. I got to install a little Wi-Fi extender into this guy's office. He's always complaining about his connection there, even though it's fine.
No email.
But
still haven't
should fix that.
All right.
Listening to the quartering.
He's been crying all week in chat. My guess is he's been around for a while. You didn't give me a refund for when I requested one. I still bought some coffee a year or two ago. So email me. All right, let's get back into this. All right, let's get back on topic here. We got a couple funny stories to finish the day on. So the fast food beat is something as a fat, I like to cover, and it's always interesting to me. And McDonald's is making a couple of interesting changes, and their CEO is getting absolutely roasted again as he tries to look like some form of a humanoid while he eats the product. I don't know if they're actually doing this on purpose. It sure seems like it. I don't know any other way to actually figure out, why do they keep doing this? And there's also some bad news. Basically, as McDonald's is now losing massive business because, they got greedy, and now they're trying to drop prices again, but people still aren't coming back because nobody wants the $18 Big Mac, and it's wild. We're going to get into that after a super quick word from this video sponsor, Private Internet Access.
Sometimes, that was a nice weekly check. I paid every week there. But I'm definitely done with the aggravation. The quote-unquote ass-kissing that was required to people that are pretty low IQ and have no fucking common sense, I'll tell you this. 3 months after they let me out of that office, they had to close it down. They couldn't even keep the doors open anymore. They went from 3 offices in the city to 1. So I truly enjoyed getting people who are actually looking for work, jobs. That was very gratifying, and I actually got paid pretty decent. But I'd been there a long time. Even though I was paid pretty decent, I hadn't received a raise in 4 or 5 years. And it's funny too, because right after they laid me off permanently, I guess they called it a layoff, but they posted my job for half of what I was making. So yeah, the business has gone pretty much downhill though. I mean, I gave them 12 years there, so
60,000
to be
employees to keep up with demand. By the way, not 60,000
to have them walk in the door and just let me go.
60,000.
I was making too much, according to them. It used to be a really different place. You know, it is still family owned, kinda, but now it's kind of like it got a board. And the family that used to have a lot of input really isn't involved that much anymore. The patriarch that owned the place, he passed away a little bit, like a year after COVID. The president of the company, who saw my usefulness, left or retired. Should have left when he left. Things went to shit after that. I am not taking this route that they want me to take. Look at this shit.
Wasn't it?
Fuck that exit.
I'm pretty sure the McChicken was on the dollar menu. I would get like 2 McChickens with cheese and a Coke for like $4. Maybe they weren't on the dollar menu, but I'm pretty sure it was.
The McChicken was on the dollar menu.
Add cheese, medium Coke, it would be like $3. Like, this stuff is, you know, again, here we have McDonald's CEO roasted yet again for eating on camera after offering tips on how to look less awkward doing it. The internet's beef with the McDonald's CEO is never ending. In an interview with the Wall Street Journal, he responded that the backlash he got for the way he ate the McDonald's new Big Arch Burger. I got a call from one of my kids, and they said, "Dad, you've gone viral, and in a good way," the fast food executive told the Wall Street Journal. In the now viral video, he took a singular bite of the burger, which many pointed out that he called a product, and left fans wondering if he even ate at the company he runs. That's so good. That's a big bite for a Big Arch, the CEO in the moment, after taking a comically small bite and holding up the burger to the camera. It became such a viral moment that Burger King and Wendy's CEOs got in on the joke. Now, I say the biggest thing is just dive right in, he replied with a laugh. I'm looking forward to taking a nice bite out of this chicken nugget. It's a little weird to watch others eat, Higgins said to Kepsinski. Imagine how I felt. Turns out he might still feel that way because the internet is already also criticizing how he ate the chicken McNugget. What? I didn't say this. He hesitated before and said chicken nugget. He wanted to say, is there another?
You got any advice for somebody how to eat on camera? Well, I'd say the biggest thing is just dive right in. So I'm looking forward to taking a nice bite out of this chicken nugget.
Well, he did want to call it a product. He paused right there.
What? It's a little weird to watch each other eat.
Yeah. Imagine how I felt.
Look how small of a bite that is.
How I felt.
Look at that. He didn't eat it. Look at you see it in this shot, nice right?
This
he's going to take a nice bite out of this product slash chicken nugget. But then look how much is left on it when he raises it back
chicken
up.
Nugget.
Look at it. He barely took a bite of it.
It's a little weird to watch.
What?
Yeah. Well,
but the burgers?
Look at that.
Yeah, I don't think they're adding. I mean, it's got fillers in it, I'm sure. But I don't think they purposely have bugs in them or anything.
First of all, nuggets are generally 1 bite, 2 bites max. If you're over 10 years old and you're more than 2 biting a chicken nugget, you're doing it wrong. Maybe it's because he really knows what's inside of it. And that's why he's not,
What's that saying?
It's poison and he doesn't want to eat it. He doesn't want to eat it. I mean, look at that.
You got advice for somebody?
I don't even know anymore because I use the Easy Pass. My work pays for it. So yeah, I spent in all the driving I do, I spend about $75 a month.
Why does he make it look so painful?
On my company credit card. So
I tried to eat this chicken nugget. Man, I tried too hard not to say product. Still, he does not eat his own products. No one eats chicken nuggets this way. Fact. Here's the appropriate way, and I wish I could use this as an excuse to do it.
I think for
food review.
Most of the places I go, it's only like $2.
Nuggets, you dip that
but when I have to go to Cleveland and stuff, it's
chew, and you toss the rest in.
That's 5 or 6.
He did it again. No.
When I was having to go to Pittsburgh, actually I got it because I was going to Pittsburgh pretty often for the company. And it's the same toll system, so that would be about $9-10. This is the most direct way.
I don't know if
many
people
turnpike.
are old enough to remember this, but there was a day of the week where you could get a 20-piece McNugget for $2.99. Either that or it was $1.99. I think it was like Monday nights. You could get a 20-piece for $1.99 or $2.99.
No, he's full of shit now.
I would take that whole thing and like I would get honey. You gotta get honey as a dipping sauce. That's the
honey mustard.
Honey is the #1 dipping sauce. It's not even close. You ask for extra sauce because they'll always be stingy with the sauce. But like, I'd crush a 20-piecer. I think it was $2. It might have been $2.
Yeah, it's $5.
It might have been $1.99. But it was very cheap. You get a couple of them and you just warm them up in the oven or eat them cold. Speaking of sauce remorse, fast food furious. McDonald's franchise unveils stingy new policy. Recent online post, one diner expressed their fury after they hit with a sauce limit on their chicken McNuggets. According to the picture on Reddit, customers are now limited to a certain amount of sauces based on.
I've seriously considered it. My only issue is my dogs aren't very chicken friendly, and I kind of want them to be as much free range as possible. But cooped up at night. So if I could get them to be cool with them, yeah. But my German Shepherds, I'm not so bad. But my bully, American Bully, he's not so nice. He's still a puppy. He'll be a year next month. But I eat a ton of eggs. So I eat eggs almost every day. Yeah, this fucking.
I guess times are tight.
Look how bad this fucking area is.
Now everyone has to be Taco Bell with the 45 packets of sauce when you order a single taco. Okay, I get that. But, like, come on, guys. This is crazy. Fast food's in a rough spot. I don't know what else to say. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon. All right, let's see. Are you using the honey peckers to eat the nuts?
Yeah, we don't get any I got tons of squirrels, chipmunks, everything else in my front yard. I never get any of that in my backyard. And I got nice trees for them and stuff too, but they wouldn't survive it. My dogs dig up fucking moles under the ground. They, Hey, Jacob. Welcome.
Hey, I appreciate you, dude. What's your favorite fast food chain? Well, can I call Culver's a fast food chain?
Yeah. Why wouldn't you call Culver's fast food? What happened? What happened to the street? Fuck.
don't know. I haven't ordered nuggets in a really long time. Culver's is fast food, and Culver's is my favorite fast food chain. Three sauces for a 20-piece. That's actually crazy. They probably faked it. Yeah. Jeremy, after you date on your Culver's pork loin.
This guy's fucking slowing down below the speed limit because there's a fucking state trooper up here.
I haven't been at Culver's anymore.
Fucking idiot. Asshole. That's not a bad idea. They have a new bonus program for the creators. If you upload 30 shorts a month on Rumble, you get a bonus. It almost doubled my creator pay, so I'm going to keep doing it. I just fucking screen record them off of YouTube, the ones I like, trim them up, and then upload them again.
You need to visit Portugal and have I can't even try to pronounce that. Is Culver's still expensive? Yeah, it's expensive. Like, it just is. Okay. Got this story. Sometime in the 20s, it went to all white meat. It was like eating cardboard. Yeah, I feel like I remember. You know, maybe I'm crazy. Definitely possible that I'm crazy. One of the things that a lot of people talk about on the internet these days is fatigue, and there's a lot of different forms of fatigue that can.
Welcome,
maybe
Mariah Jordan.
Fatigue, it's black pill fatigue. It's
appreciate your view.
Anger fatigue. It's it could be any number of things that you are in fact fatigued about.
My earbud's working now.
Public behavior of a certain group of people is also getting very fatiguing for a lot of people, extremely fatiguing, and it's actually wild. Like the whole thing is actually crazy. At least in my.
Gotta figure out what I'm gonna eat for lunch.
I wish
I'm gonna stop.
I wish people would just act better in public. This is just kind of all people. I don't really see one.
Maria Jordan, if you are on Rumble or would like to try Rumble out, that's where I'm monetized.
A super quick word from.
Oh, he's turning around.
You already know why people are moving to crypto. But here's the problem: most wallets still plug into the same system they're trying to.
He's going after somebody.
That's why Rumble built Rumble Wallet. Self-custodial wallet.
The link tree is in the description. Come check us out. It's very free speech. You can say whatever you want in chat. Listen to music in the background without getting muted.
Rumble without waiting for weeks for payouts or dealing with random account holds.
And I have a Rumble wallet.
Assets like Bitcoin, Tether Gold, and USAT, so you can move value globally without asking anyone permission. Most wallets just stop at storage. Rumble Wallet connects your money to a marketplace of ideas that refuses to cave to censorship. If you're serious about sovereignty, financial and digital, this is where you level up. Go to wallet.rumble.com or search Rumble Wallet in your app store. Download it, back up your recovery.
Oh, yeah. You always love that. It's like, why are you so stinky? Because possums got like a scent gland as well, don't they? Like a skunk, but not nearly as bad as a skunk. But
this is a movie theater. I recently went to a movie theater.
Well, I'm sure they were happy with themselves.
It has now been basically completely taken over by people from Milwaukee. The Menominee Falls Theater used to be great. Now every time I go there and the soda machines don't work, the employees are just hating their lives. There's dirt and popcorn all over the floors. It's just completely falling apart. And the people who are paying to go there aren't much better. It's not uncommon for me to see people like screaming at each other, you know, just acting crazy. And so when I saw this video, I thought, I can relate to this.
Yeah, I said it.
Yes.
My phone, my mama texted me, no family phone. Okay. I answered the text, he told me, can you turn the light down on your phone? I said, don't tell me what's on my phone.
So here we have a black woman who is texting during the movie. Someone asked her, yo, can you like not do that because your screen's really bright and it's annoying? I think this is a very normal thing. Like, we live in a society, right? Like, there are certain things that we should be able to agree upon in terms of like civilized society. I don't know if these people who act this way think the faster they talk or the more things they say, you know, it's going to make them more right. I don't even understand.
You know, don't tell me what's on my phone. These kids, you can't worry about yourself.
But what you're doing here now means you need to leave.
No, I paid to be here. What you mean? What do you mean? I can answer a text on my phone.
You are walking through this whole auditorium, disrupting.
What you mean? He disrupted too. How did I wait for him to tell me to put my phone up?
By the way, this manager is just like, you got to go. And then if you look at the comments, I had a similar problem with a white manager at an AMC in Virginia. I simply took the manager to small claims court. I sued her $5,000 and I won $500. He lost his job 2 days later. I don't know if that story is true. I don't know what the limit is for small claims court. Limit small claims court. Where did they say this was? Virginia? It is 5,000. So he took him to court for the maximum for kicking you out of a theater for acting like this. It's like, we're going to look at some of the comments underneath this, but it's so bonkers to me that the comments are supporting her behavior.
I was talking to you, but you just
Y'all said, okay, so let me tell me to put my phone up. Y'all better refund me my money. Y'all better refund me my money. Yes, you is. What do you mean? He just disrupted everything. He just disrupted everything.
I love how whoever this guy is that told her to turn her phone off is just sitting there quietly and filming her completely going crazy.
Y'all don't have to give me my money back. He just told me to put my phone up. He don't know what's going on. Oh, y'all don't have to give me my money. Y'all don't have to give me my money back. Because I'm going to call the police. I don't give me my money back. He not never made me.
They're always filming too. They're always filming. I never really understood this. Like, they're all like, she's 100% in the wrong. Like, it's not even close. And like, she's just filming it like she's gonna put this on the internet later and be like, some white manager, you know, violated me.
You have to put me out for him. You gotta put me out for him. Okay, so I need my money back.
Good. Now, I think as a manager, just to be fair, I probably would have refunded her money.
Nope.
I probably would have
Trespassed her
refunded her
ass.
money to get her out of there. That's just
Let her fight the cops over a
opinion.
trespass.
That's how I would have handled it. Like, here's your $12 back. Please go, and your trespass from the property. Never come back.
So why you not giving me my money back?
No, just trespass her right now. Fuck that.
Why you not giving me my money back? Why are you not giving me my money back?
She probably didn't even pay.
Why are you not giving me my money back? He making me leave. This man just told me to put my phone up. I got a text, no family on. He's talking about black people. He said, I'm going to go get security. I said, go get security. I'm going to go get with you. Now he's telling me I got to go. And I want my money back. Because he should have had no right to tell me to put my phone up.
Actually, he had every right to tell you to turn your phone off.
Didn't hear no sound on my phone. He's talking about the light on your phone. What about the light on my phone? You're not going to tell me what to do on my phone. I need a money back. I'm back out to you. When I get my refund, okay, and you being racist.
it is.
Oh, you being
I was
racist.
waiting for it. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it.
So, can I level back to you a little bit?
You told me
Okay, so one of the things that this is
so he needs to know too, because he started the service to deal with his team.
So the guy that told her to turn off her phone sounds Mexican.
Yes, he did. He said, put your phone up that night he snatched me. I said, you better do that with these kids in here.
Okay,
You can't tell me what to do on my phone. We all need to know. If I gotta go, he need to know too. He need to know too. Okay. I'm gonna make you put your phone up.
Call him.
We all need to go. We all gotta go. If I gotta go, he need to go too. You weren't even in there. You were right. So how you putting me out? So how you putting me out?
Because of your behavior right now.
How do this man get the right to tell me to put my phone up? What you mean?
if you're gonna get her money, like I give the money so you can give it to her. So we can start. The thing is, like, she needs respect to be like, go back to Mexico, go back to Guatemala.
Nah, she was racist first. What a surprise.
No, I don't think she's not about what you like to. So,
I don't know who this guy is, but this guy's experiencing fatigue. I don't know if that is a theater employee or if that's like her boyfriend or something like that. Even he is like, man, I can't with you, lady.
You don't know what's going on with my life, but why I have sex.
Oh, this guy's filming.
Y'all racist.
Of course, the white man's going to take the Mexicans back. That's what she's 100% in the wrong.
I'm both racist. That's what racist people do. And I'm putting it all on Facebook.
Oh, she's putting it on Facebook. Oh, no.
Who is racist? He is racist. I want my money. I'm talking to police. I'm calling police. I want all my money. Because y'all racist.
Y'all racist. Yes, it's going on Facebook. You know, there's just simply no worse fate for a white man. Race card declined. Oh, it might be her son. Yeah, he's just so embarrassed. I love that. You know, she like, were you going to call the police and say what? I'm a total maniac, and I've been acting like a total maniac. Now, the cop will probably tell him, just give her her money back and get rid of her, which is what he really should do here, to be honest with you.
No, just fucking trespassers. Do your job.
No, he's calling the cops. This actually looks like a Marcus or an AMC. The more wrong they are, the more loud they get. Come on, do we have an arrest on the end of this?
You racist. You going on Facebook. Racist. You going on Facebook. How you?
Whoa, that's assault, brother. I did not expect that turn at the end.
She better be going in cuss.
Uh-oh. Now, I would have just given her her money back, but now this Mexican guy should probably...
Well, I wouldn't be on my phone in the movies, but I don't go to the movies anymore, so...
Oops.
But yeah, I mean...
Whoops. All you had to do was...
Yeah, I wouldn't be on my phone.
And now you're going
if you get a call, you get a text, you stand up and you step outside and you deal with it.
We'll talk to you again real soon. And with that, that'll be the stream for today. I'm going to send you guys over to Tectone. Looks like he's playing Red Dead Redemption 2. So that should be all right. I'll be back on Monday at 2 Eastern, probably playing some video games over the weekend.
I definitely wouldn't tell him to go back to Mexico. But you know, there's differences there though.
Is Viva live? I gotta rate Viva if he's live. I don't think he is. Doesn't look like it. I don't see him. back Tuesday. We'll be back Tuesday. I'm sorry, Monday at 2 Eastern. And probably a little video game stream this weekend at some point. Not tonight, but maybe Saturday night. All right, we'll see you guys.
I swear, for someone who has been doing this for a long time, he does not know how to fucking.
Or maybe Saturday night. All right, we'll see you guys.
Okay, you did do it right there. Most of the time, his raids don't work. Come on now. Get back to there. Come on. Let's get on to it. Let's get on to it. Here. Oh, there we go. There, no, what the hell out? Come on now. Get on to it. All right. So let me turn Will Cal back on.
He also promised to build 3.5 million new homes. He also promised to solve a water shortage because California hasn't built a new reservoir in 30 years. He promised to improve education. He promised to improve the business climate. He promised to make sure that we had energy, despite blackouts that now occur every August when we use air conditioners. He failed at all of these, Andrew. And the import of my article was he's a political magician because he's promised to do all these things. He's failed in every single one of them and failed despite increasing the state budget by twice. The budget's gone from $160 billion to $320 billion. And yet now he's turning himself into a potential presidential candidate. And
Did your swim trunks on go home? No. No, I won't say that.
Candidate based on his record, and his record is one of miserable failure at every turn. And my article plus my book, The Newsom Nightmare, are just a warning to the rest of the country that they shouldn't fall for this.
I'm going to shout out my friend Jennifer Van Laar over at Red State. I know you know her. She's a good personal friend of mine. I asked her once. She came out here.
Now, one of my business partners actually is
we were just, trying not to talk about what we're talking.
Mexican American. He
I said,
came over legally,
does Gavin Newsom really
got his citizenship, and then joined the army for the National Guard. Served.
Once tell me,
He hates illegal immigration.
You don't get it. Bill Clinton walks into a room, he sucks the air out of the room. This was 20 years ago. So
well, that's the end of the toll. So that's where the chunk comes out of the Easy Pass pool, and you get a discount for using the Easy Pass too. You don't have to wait. You don't have to pay for the ticket right there.
And there's no shortage of liberal white women who fawn over him and reinforce that.
Well, that may well be true, and I encountered that a couple of times on the campaign trail, Andrew, and it was mystifying to me. I really do think, though, that, first of all, the people of California are over that. They now have had 8 years of watching Newsom fail at all these important measures that he should have fixed in California. And I really do actually think that after Clinton, after Obama, frankly, after failures by Bush, frankly, there's a lot of failures in the current administration, too, in terms of tackling the budget deficit and our massive debt and all the other spending that go along with that. I think people are looking at 2028 or will be looking at 2028 for something entirely different, like accomplishment and actual results and an actual way out of some of these problems of inflation, of the spending problems, of the immigration morass we're in. A lot of these things, people like Mr. Newsom cater to the media. They know how to talk to the media. Frankly, our current president does as well. He is really good with the media. I actually think in 2028, I think we're beyond that, maybe. I think the people of this country are finally going to wake up to the fact that special interests control our politics, not only in Sacramento, but frankly in Washington. And they'll be looking for people who actually can say, here's the rational policies that I'm going to pursue, here's the fixes and the solutions that I'm going to talk about. And I think they're ready to move past the people that sound good on radio or television and get real results and somebody that has a life that's demonstrated that they can accomplish something.
I'm going to disagree with you gently. For this
Are you being cynical when you say that, Andrew?
Yes, because I'm here in New York City. We went from Bill de Blasio to Eric Adams to Zoran Mondami. In Chicago, they went from Rahm Emanuel to Lori Lightfoot to Brandon Johnson, getting progressively worse. You have this Katie Wilson in Seattle. You have Tim Walz who got reelected in. I think as conservatives, we want to believe it's kind of like if you're really into beer and you're explaining all the nuances of a Hefeweizen or a Belgian Witten, the person's like, yeah, I'll take a Bud Light. Like this, I think there are some people that no matter what, you're trying to appeal to their intellect and their understanding and their taking stock of results and what the future will look like goes out the window, and they do the thing you can't believe they're going to do. We just elected Mikey Sherrill. We had 8 years of Phil Murphy. 8 years of Phil Murphy. New Jersey's gotten demonstrably worse. Worse. Who did we elect? A carpetbagger named Mikey Sherrill. Okay, so I want to believe that California has learned its lesson. They've licked their wounds.
They haven't.
I said on this program, I can play the tape for you. There's no way they're rebuilding the Palisades. There's no way those people are moving in. You watch, you wait, you see, and then Gavin Newsom signed a bill into law giving him final say over local zoning laws because they don't want those people moving back in. They want to put low-income housing here. When I look at this wealth tax, I won't be surprised if they sell it as, well, we're going to get these rich people who aren't paying their fair share. Then, like I said at the top of the hour, well, what do you mean you're taxing my stuff? I thought that was the rich guy. Well, how long did you think that billionaire thing was going to last? Right? Once they get that through the door, they're going to lower that boom very quickly.
Just like they did with income tax.
Democrats nominate Gavin Newsom.
It was only supposed to be the richest.
Well, you might be right. I will
And it was supposed to be temporary.
In 2028, the $40 trillion national debt should be front and center. If we haven't had a bond market blow up by then, we will have one at some point in the near future. And I think that the American public needs to realize that success in America is not preordained. You look at the span of history, Andrew, and major governments, major empires in history have destroyed themselves from within with too much debt, too much spending, too many promises to their people that they can't sustain. And it's people in history like Gavin Newsom who have led their people down the primrose path that way. And at some point in time, they aren't able to meet those promises, and those empires have basically collapsed. I don't want to see that in America. I am trusting that the people of this country will maybe have an attack of good judgment and will listen and will watch and will look at what Gavin Newsom has done in California for 8 years. We'll see what our current Congress has been doing, and we'll say we need to move on. We need to get some things solved, such as a national debt and a national deficit that are in unsustainable territory. I do have that hope, Andrew, and I hope your show is dedicated to getting the message out to people that those things have to be addressed. We can't keep going on the way we are.
I want to get to quotes from the piece that you wrote in The Hill. Here's why I'm fearful about Gavin Newsom. I have never seen someone so masterfully fail upwards. Okay? He has failed his way to the top. I mean, and maybe second only to Kamala Harris. Right? I mean, he failed as a mayor. He became lieutenant governor.
I got to call somebody real quick.
Oh,
about a gift card I ordered.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available.
I don't leave voicemails though.
Failed lieutenant governor, he became governor. I mean, I've never watched anybody so masterfully fail upwards. And think of himself, like he really carries himself like he thinks the whole world's in love with him.
Well, you got to understand his background, and I think this has been come out in the campaign. You know, he's from the Bay Area, and the Bay Area is the most powerful in California because they get 90% turnout, 95% turnout in some elections in the Bay Area. Newsom is a product of the J. Paul Getty, Jerry Brown, Nancy Pelosi, basically machine that really has dominated Bay Area politics and thereby have dominated California politics for, frankly, 60 years. Newsom's grandfather and father were both major political fixers in California and were part of the Getty, Brown, Pelosi machine, if you will. That's an entirely different thing that's going to happen in 2028. This is the national election in 2028. This is the future of the country. It involves far more than just the Bay Area of California. And I think when the rest of the country starts to hear from people in California who relate how Mr. Newsom has failed on so many issues, the homelessness, the housing, the war, innumerable failures in California, I think they will make a judgment that that is something they don't want to see happen in the rest of the country. And there isn't that legacy of the power.
This is a guy who thinks he's brilliant. And I don't know. Did you watch that debate? I thought Hannity was fair. You know, he agreed to it, but Ron DeSantis walked all over him, seemingly. I mean, yeah, go ahead.
The key moment for me was when DeSantis pointed out that Newsom.
The founder of Google, the founder of Tesla, the founder of Facebook. You have the golden and the goose that laid the golden egg is being slaughtered right in front of our face, and he's like, "Well, what? I mean, I'm great here. This is great. We're the fourth largest economy. You're $35 billion in the hole in your new budget. $35 billion.
The good news, Andrew, the good news is a lot of this is coming out now on the heels of the revelations about the massive fraud in Minnesota. There are now stories about the massive fraud going on in Los Angeles right under Newsom's nose, and the fact that literally hundreds of millions and even in the billions of dollars have been wasted in California. Right with Newsom watching from the governor's mansion in Sacramento, that kind of knowledge, that kind of news is really going to rebound against him. And, you know, again, it's going to highlight the failures, the huge spending, the failure to get real results, really good policy out of Mr. Newsom in his 8 years. That's going to come out in the campaign, and I really believe that snowball is starting to roll downhill a little bit.
I'm going to read a quote here about him going on the book tour. Newsom recently went on a very convenient book tour to early primary states while positioning himself as the resistance leader to Donald Trump. He's an expert at manipulating the culture wars. At the same time, he criticizes other politicians for their cultural positions. He's very skilled at performing, casting himself as an everyman raised by a single mom and growing up with little in the way of creature comforts. This, of course, is an act totally variance with the whole truth. One of the things that I thought was fascinating about that, your state literally was burning. Okay? Yeah, your state was literally burning. You have, again, a $35 billion budget shortfall. You're number one for homelessness in the country. On some level, you're also one of the biggest states, so everything's going to be bigger by nature. You haven't laid 1 inch of track in the high-speed rail that you've been bragging about. You haven't finished that aqueduct project from the snowpack in the north to the south. You literally had empty water reservoirs while the city was while parts of LA County were on fire. And with all of that, you take your time to write a book? Like, shouldn't you be the governor? Unless it's a ghostwriter. And even still, you're putting out a vanity book when you've got 12 different problems that need your attention. And you're like, let me go on every podcast imaginable and write a book.
And that's because ambition knows no bounds with Mr. Newsom. And it is all about ambition, frankly, Andrew. And I think people are going to, frankly, see through all that. They're going to see massive amounts of information about the failures that you just talked about the high-speed rail. I mean, there's so many of these that are going to come about. You know, but you got to watch out for Newsom. He's very slick. I mean, he'll talk about how California has been the leading, leading the nation in wealth development. The massive amount of wealth that's come out of Silicon Valley in the last number of years. NVIDIA, Google, Facebook, you name it, all these massive companies. And I point out in my article, that's like the rooster claiming credit for the sunrise. Because these businesses located in California for a reason, because it's got the best weather. That's what's led a lot of the smartest people to go to California. And of course, these are smart people who develop great businesses and create vast amounts of wealth. But it's not because of Newsom. It's actually in spite of Newsom and his fellow politicians who have continued to raise taxes. They are now pushing this wealth tax, which, as you point out, is driving the people that founded Google, Mark Zuckerberg as well, a lot of other people have left California. So it's in spite of their actions in California. And I think people, again, will be able to focus on that in this presidential race coming up. And I really believe that Mr. Newsom really won't go very far.
Should we take comfort in it's well, you're going to have a Democrat civil war. Some are going to say we have no choice. We have to revert back to somebody. We tried Kamala Harris, it didn't work. And then there are going to be some people say we're never nominating a straight white male, well, straight-ish white male, as close as he may be to a straight white male. What if Kamala Harris decides she wants to run? What if she says, I was the nominee last time around, I'm the one to beat?
That'll be interesting to see, because there'll be two liberals from California competing against each other. And again, frankly, that will more than cancel out any effort that they make. I mean, California is going to have a lot of delegates from Democratic conventions. So right away, anybody who wins California or does well in California is going to have a leg up and get the nomination in 2028. And I think that's what Newsom, frankly, is counting on. But he's going to have to run a gauntlet of a lot of other states prior to that, and he's going to have to demonstrate to people. You're right. The Democrats are probably going to have some major civil war. The far left of the Democratic Party is really asserting itself strongly, and you can see that with the efforts in, with Katie Wilson in Seattle, with Madami in New York, and a lot of other places. But it may well be, and Rahm Emanuel has been writing about this, and hard for me to quote Rahm Emanuel, but he's talked about Democrats having to get back to a rational center, and that may well be what ultimately results.
I don't know. I don't know how, if they were from different states, there might be something, but I mean, how does he run if she decides to run? I mean, California, again, he would have to get over the fact that she checks all the boxes and he checks none of them. unless he comes out of the closet or something. But even then, that's not enough. But to the point of your piece, and to wrap this, you're right. He has managed to throw pixie dust in the face of California. I don't think the rest of the country wants to be like California. I think the rest of the country looks at California and says, "This is a failed experiment. None of this stuff is working." Again, Ron DeSantis isn't going on every podcast. Ron DeSantis isn't shrugging his duties and writing books and acting like a political Ken doll. Florida is, by all accounts, functioning well.
All right,
Texas is
I'll be right back.
well.
I gotta go hook something up for somebody.
The state's functioning is bad. Right now, it's funny. Northeastern liberals at their dinner parties will make fun of people in Mississippi. Mississippi is outperforming in education than Illinois. So, what?
People are going to be looking for a solution to this morass that we're in right now. And I might add, they look at Congress as just inept and unable to address these problems. I'm going to be working on something to repair Congress, Andrew, and if your audience can go to hearthepeople.org, HEAR, hearthepeople.org, one word, they'll see a plan to repair our election system for Congress, which is desperately needed. Our Congress is basically held by special interest groups, and people like Newsom manipulate these interest groups and give them what they want with the legislature's blessing in California, and frankly, it extends to Congress. So the people of this country need to get a view that there's a different way of electing Congress that results in the lessening of the power of money and the corrupt interests of a lot of these special interest groups. And I think the country is ready for that kind of action.
All right, I got to leave it there and take my break. You have a great weekend. John H. Cox is an attorney, CPA, investment advisor, and former GOP nominee for governor of California. Will send out his op-ed piece in the content newsletter that goes out right after the program. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Andrew. Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
All right, YZ695 Patriot 957-2874. We are right. They are wrong. That's the end of the story. The arguments on this radio program cannot be broken. Sirius XM Patriot.
'Cause I'm in New York.
I'm Billy Joel. Back again for a limited engagement because you asked for it. Celebrating the 50th anniversary of Billy's Turnstiles album with exclusive specials. Plus, new shows with special guest hosts. Hey, I'm Pat Monahan from the band Train. This is Gavin DeGraw. Hey, I'm Matt Nathanson on the Billy Joel channel. Channel 105 and on the Sirius XM app. Just search Billy Joel.
Got a backyard project or lawn to tame? For over 50 years, VP Racing Fuels has dominated racetracks around the world. Did you know your trimmer, chainsaw, or blower is a little air-cooled race engine, making VP Racing Fuels the logical choice to fuel it? Our specially formulated fuels promote smooth first starts and longer-performing engine life. Available now at all your local retailers. Don't let low-quality fuels stall your weekend. When it matters most, choose VP Racing Small Engine Fuels.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value for your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
Business owners, have you ever considered cashing out and selling your company? If so, it could be worth a lot more than you think. If your business has annual revenues of $10 million to $250 million, you need to call the experts at Carnegie Point. With over 20 years of experience, we specialize in helping business owners like you navigate the process of selling your company smoothly, confidentially, and for the best possible price. Did you know that depending on your industry, you could potentially sell for 5 to over 10 times your annual net earnings? This means that we typically sell our clients' businesses at valuations of $20 million to over $200 million. We know that selling your business can be a big decision. That's why we take the time to understand your goals and guide you through every step of the process. Call Carnegie Point for your free company financial analysis and our expert opinion on what your business is worth. Call 800-599-2022. That's 800-599-2022. or visit CarnegiePoint.com.
Navigating life stages, Caring Transitions offers support for every step of the way. For seniors relocating or downsizing, we offer a compassionate, individualized approach that provides comprehensive solutions. Estate sales, our experts will list your items on our exclusive online platform, CT Bids, preserving memories and keeping your family's best interests at heart. And for those tough cleanouts, we're here to help. Visit CaringTransitions.com. Caring Transitions, embracing new beginnings with confidence.
Mike Slater. This is the year we relearn our heritage, where we came from, our culture, history, our Christian faith, what it means to be American. Samuel Wales, right before the revolution, he said, righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a reproach to any people. He said, this is the course of nature, this is the voice of heaven, this is the decree of God. The 250th is a great time, perfect time to get connected back to our roots.
Breitbart News Daily with Mike Slater. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern on SiriusXM Patriot. Freedom never gets old.
Spring has sprung, and I don't know about you doing the usual cleaning around the house, but it makes me think about, my body. I mean, after months of heavier meals, sweets, and maybe a few extra drinks, you need something simple to help you feel better day to day. A while back, I started focusing on my liver, the body's natural detox system. I've been taking active liver from New Nordic for quite some time now, and I really love it. I put it in my body every day. It comes in easy to take tablets or peach mango gummies. I take the gummies. They actually taste great. And it's made with ingredients like turmeric, milk thistle, and globe artichoke extract. Your liver works hard every day, filtering toxins from everything you eat and drink and even the air. So give it a little extra support. It just makes sense. Since I started taking it, I noticed better digestion, less bloating, and more consistent energy without doing anything extreme. You can find Active Liver at Amazon. You just got to make sure you type in Active Liver New Nordic or from New Nordic or by New Nordic, or pick it up at CVS. Wegmans, now available on the shelves at GNC. Give your body a simple spring refresh with Active Liver. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The Will Majority, lobbyists for the Constitution.
Let's play this back and forth before I get to calls here. We went long, so it'll be a short segment, then we got to get out of the way and play some Aaron. Andrew Feinberg of The Independent tried to take down Caroline Leavitt with a loaded question, and it didn't go very well. Cut 5.
Yesterday, the president threatened to destroy Iran's civilization, the entire civilization. Not the Iranian government, but the Iranian civilization, the Iranian people. The U.S. has been a moral leader for most of its history by fighting wars against other governments, not against civilizations. How can the president claim that America can ever have the moral high ground if he's threatening to destroy civilizations and not casting wars as fights against other governments?
Andrew, I think you should take a look at the actions of this president over the course of the past 6 weeks and the actions of our brave men and women in our United States military who have taken out essentially taken out the military of a rogue Islamic regime that has chanted death to America for 47 years, that has killed and maimed thousands of American soldiers over the course of the last 5 decades. The president absolutely has the moral high ground over the Iranian terrorist regime, and for you to even suggest otherwise is frankly insulting.
Yeah, these are the people that think death to America needs context, from the river to the sea needs context, 10-7 needs context, Hezbollah may be considered, or Hamas is a progressive social revolutionary organization, cluster bombs need context, human heat shields need context, but Trump's every word must be accounted for by, whoever. I mean, it's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. All right, so you gotta give me a timeout here because we got a whole bunch. We got 9 lines holding, and we got to take another break. So I would say 6 lines holding normally, but we now have 3 more. I guess that comes. We should break now. All right, break now. Finish with calls. Play Aaron. Get out of the way. SiriusXM Patriot.
Stop scrolling and tap into the SiriusXM app for sounds straight from your feed. From girl summer hits to divorce stab rock. Main character energy anthems, and more. Turn up the songs that have taken over your timeline and made the moment their own.
Your husband is coming.
Just search internet trends on the SiriusXM app.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. He was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had the foresight to get life insurance. Because we had the 2 small children, he decided it was important to get it to make sure that we would have enough in case anything ever happened. The bills were covered, the mortgage was paid, so I could focus on my kids. With Ethos, getting life insurance is fast, affordable, and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exam, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. We truly don't know how much time we have. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the time and the space we needed to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/apply. That's ethos.com/apply. Ethos.com/apply. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
When an earache strikes, you need relief fast. Introducing Earache RX pain relieving ear drops from Dr. Easy, the makers of Wax RX. With 4% lidocaine, Earache RX ear drops have real medicine. The maximum strength available without a prescription. Strong enough for adults, yet gentle enough for kids. Earache RX ear drops are perfect for the discomfort from swimmer's ear 2. Get fast relief that starts working on contact. Don't wait for an earache to strike. Get the power of real medicine. Get Earache RX at Walgreens today.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-4181. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-4181. That's 800-575-4181. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
He's Donald Trump's #1 enemy in Congress, Chicago politician Dick Durbin. Now, Durbin has a new scheme. He's doing the dirty work to benefit corporate megastores. Durbin's bill could cut corners on your credit card security, putting your personal data at risk. Big chain retailers and warehouse stores want to inflate their profits, and liberal Dick Durbin would help them do it. Tell senators, say no to the megastores and Dick Durbin. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
The Will Cal Majority, keeping DC off your back since 2006.
Phone lines 1-695 Patriot 957-2874. Let me get the calls here. We've got some people that have been holding for quite some time, so I got to go there first. Bob, Massachusetts, you are on the Will Cal Majority. Hello. Bob. Going once. Going twice. Okay. Mike, St. Louis, Missouri. Go ahead.
Andrew, you asked how can people like Elizabeth Warren find it okay just to want to take money from, Amazon president to do whatever, because she's never built anything. She's a taker. Nobody who's built anything ever wants to take away or tax somebody into oblivion. Just like Mondami. Nobody asked Mondami, where has his idea of what utopia you want worked anywhere in the world or even in the United States. All they want to do is take because they've never built anything themselves.
Well, that's the old makers and takers. There's makers and takers, thinkers and doers.
If you want to solve the problem with this wealth tax whatever, just go to a flat tax that everybody pays, including the illegals until they get deported, including all the illegal, now that you have thousands of these street vendors in New York who's selling food that's not even, who knows if it's even good or if it's even safe to eat, but they're putting the tax-paying grocery stores out of business who are paying rent and taxes because everybody's selling their other product on the street illegally and not paying any tax. I vote no on every single tax increase because until you prove to me that what you're spending is properly spent, then I'm voting no. And it's obvious with all the fraud going on, anybody who wants to take never says, hey, let's go make sure we're spending and we're not being defrauded on the other side first, but let's just go ahead and tax. You can't just keep taxing when all this fraud's going on.
You are 100% right. They will tell you it's, well, there's great need. But yes, but you're running off the people that have the money. Well, we'll just take it from them, I guess. Tom, Iowa, you're on the Will Gal Majority. Hello.
Hello, Andrew. Thanks for taking my call. Third-time caller, long-time listener. This wealth tax, isn't it very similar to what happened to the colonists during the taxation of Britain? It's like taxation without representation. This cannot happen in our country. And part of the problem is we got idiots in office, progressive liberals, that they're shooting this type of legislation down our throats.
Well, let me disagree. The only way we're going to get over this. Let me disagree with you a little. They're running on this. We're voting on this. What they're not giving the whole truth on is they say, well, it's going to be a one-time billionaires tax. Well, once you've crossed the Rubicon of taxing wealth that's already been previously taxed as income, then you can move that to annual, not billionaire, not millionaire, not 100,000aire. Again, I know some people think it's silly what I'm talking about, but don't put it past these people.
I agree. No, I agree with you. Once they grab
All right, I got to run across the street, grab some equipment, and activate a phone, and then we are done out here.
We raised 3 sons. They're in their 30s. They're all conservative men. And as a parent, you gotta teach your kids the values, the conservative values, and we're losing that today because more couples are having dogs and pets instead of kids. And it's just, we gotta start educating our kids. I mean, my kids they were watching Bill Riley when they were 7, 8 years old, and they were like, it's like you gotta teach our young people.
I gotta park up here because
common sense, conservative values, and these people that are in office now. Andrew, the best for what you do for our country, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, and I will tell you this: when it comes to my kids.
All right.
Look, I do this for a living. They know what I do.
Turn off the idle kill.
I try not. I try not to label it. Okay. Growing up, my dad was my grandfather had fled the old Soviet Union in 1920. My father was raised with a very healthy
All right, be right back.
View of big government. But he never called it conservative. He never called it libertarian. I don't give it a title with my kids. I'll be like, well, okay, well, what do you think of this? And how do you think that works? And, what if the government does this? I don't want to give it a label right away. I don't want to give it a label. And no, it's funny how they come to their own conclusions with this stuff. Oh, that doesn't work. That doesn't sound like it'll work. Right, well, okay, I know. Look, some parents some of you might have kids that won't rebel, but the teenage years are the rebellious years. And I'm trying not to politically give them things to rebel against as I'm trying to educate them. Let's see, who do we have here? Paul, Florida, you are on the Will Cal Majority. Hello.
Hey, Andrew. Thank you for taking my call. I'll try to make this short. When you were talking about your car and they wanted to tax it in your estate or whatever, I remember Kamala, when she was running for president, she wanted to tax unrealistic gains. And I couldn't believe it. I said, okay, I make 10 grand on the stock market. Now, I didn't sell it yet, You're going to tax me on it? And then one other comment, I heard Ron Emanuel's name mentioned today, and I remember him saying, and I couldn't believe it, he said, don't let a good crisis go to waste. And at the time, I didn't know, what the heck is he talking about? But then when I see all the fraud in Minnesota, New York, Illinois, they're all giving the money to the NGOs, and I think this is my opinion, some of that money goes back to the Democratic Party. Basically, my tax dollars are supplementing them, and it drives me nuts. But anyway, I'm in Florida now. I live in my permanent home is in New York. My electric bill doubled in the last 3 years. I actually pay twice as much for electricity in New York than I do in Florida. And I say, why? Because they can't run the state right. Because they give way too many benefits to everybody in New York. That I swear to God, if you got a headache, you could get Social Security disability in New York. I can't believe it, but that's my take. And thank you for putting me on the air.
Well, thank you for calling. Again, these people will not stop. If they get their way with the wealth tax, it won't be one time, and it won't be 5% of a billionaire's so-called fortune. Once they get it through, there's nothing to limit it. Okay, once they do it, there's no stopping it. And as long as 51% is offered something from 49, they will take it. Let's see, who do we have here? Mike, Indiana, you are on the Lookout Majority. Hello.
Hi, Mr. Wilk. I was got a sort of a question that I've been thinking about this since with the guy up in California, the governor running for president. If you have an employee and he came up to you and said, boss, so I'll let you know for the next 9 months, I'm going to be pursuing another job. And while I'm gone, I expect full pay and benefits. And if I don't get that better job, I expect to have my job back when I get back. What would you tell him?
Well, I probably can't use that language in this program.
Yeah, why don't we ever tell politicians, you're the governor of California, you're a representative, or senator, whatever. You want another job? Fine. Resign your current job and go run.
Now, look, Republican senators, Republican governors have run for higher office, right? That's not out of the ordinary. But Gavin Newsom seems to want to be a media figure. Is he doing his job? If he's busy writing a book and promoting it, is he doing his job? Now, have Republican politicians who are in office written books and promoted them? Yes. But he's obviously angling for president of the United States. And look, I mean, John Cox and I, thank you for the call. We had a slight disagreement. Not a big disagreement. Just I do worry. I've never seen anyone fail their way upwards like that before. Like the Peter principle hasn't kicked in yet. You don't know what that is. Look that up for your weekend reading. It's where you will rise to the point where you become incompetent. Right? So at some point, you might find the end of your competence. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that if you keep promoting someone or someone keeps seeking promotions, at some point they might get one that's above their abilities. All right. And it's frightening how the possibility exists that Gavin Newsom might be president. All right, I'm going to get this short call. John, Ohio. You're the last one. Go ahead. We got about 30 seconds.
The robots you were talking about, I think they would never work that well. I'm more concerned. I do the delivery business. I won't say for who, but it rhymes with Horage. But I'm more concerned about the illegal aliens taking my job. But the robots, every now and then they go down to OSU campus, and they're all over the place. I mean, you can't look around without seeing 4 or 5 of them. But I think it has to be a really densely populated area for it to work.
Again, it's one thing to have little cute robots delivering, General Tso's chicken. It's another thing to have it drive an 18-wheeler. I got to leave it there. I thought you wanted to talk about President Trump using, said you wanted to talk about President Trump using my phrase, you can't bring there to here without here becoming there. Well, you know how we end Fridays. Good old Aaron Lewis. I keep saying I got to get with him. And what else should we play? I'm using the same 3 or 4 tracks for a while now. All right. Hey, in China. You have a great weekend. We will see you on Monday. We're right there. We're seeing the story. The arguments in this radio program cannot be broken. Sirius XM Patriot. Take it away, Aaron. In a world drowning in AI everything, where your news feeds and shows get faked and filtered, there's still one place showing real stories, real moments, live. Reels Plus, home to America's #1 cable entertainment program, On Patrol Live, capturing police in real time across the U.S., plus thousands of hours of true crime, policing, and celebrity stories. So escape the fake and choose what's real. Subscribe now for just $4.99 per month and get a free 7-day trial at ReelsPlus.com. That's Reels with a Z, or anywhere you get your streaming apps. Texting enrolls in a recurring automated text marketing messages. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply. Reply help for help or stop to opt out.
Are you drinking too much? Is alcohol affecting your relationships? Could drinking be affecting your job?
Hi, I'm Jonathan, founder of Health. I struggled with alcohol misuse for 15 years. I tried self-help, therapy, and all right.
Nothing really worked. That's why I started War Health. War Health provides access to safe and effective medication, FDA approved for the treatment
I think we're good.
issues. A daily pill proven to reduce alcohol cravings and make it easier to drink less or quit.
To join the thousands
I
who
gotta
are
find
drinking
a
less or
Spectrum store though to drop this equipment off.
Some new information out on inflation. The March Consumer Price Index report showed prices up 0.9% from a month earlier and 3.3% from a year earlier. The largest annual increase.
Man down, what happened?
Markets were a little moved by the numbers, which were in line with economists' expectations. U.S. stock futures were little changed.
Spectrum store near
stocks
me.
gained after Asian indexes largely closed up. Treasury yields inched lower alongside the U.S. dollar. Oil prices were little changed after climbing earlier Thursday. Brent crude was flat at just under $96 a barrel. Bernie Bennett, Washington. More of these stories at townhall.com.
just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free, no-risk consultation. 800-292-7875. 800-292-7875. You have nothing to lose, but everything to gain.
Oh, it's right there. Okay, sweet.
800-292-7875.
The Trump administration is proposing to weaken rules for handling coal ash. I call it beautiful.
Spectrum store, Fremont, Ohio.
Tell my people never use the word coal unless you put beautiful clean before it. President Trump's often said that, but coal-fired power plants produce an ash containing heavy metals, such as mercury and lead, and if not stored properly, it can contaminate groundwater. The Biden administration strengthened rules on the handling of coal ash, but now the Environmental Protection Agency is proposing to gut them. part of the Trump administration's effort to provide regulatory relief to the fossil fuel industry and reverse the decline of U.S. coal. In Trump's view, we're going to unleash it and make America rich and powerful again. And Thomas, Washington. A former New York City police sergeant was sentenced today to 3 to 9 years in prison for tossing a picnic cooler full of drinks at a fleeing suspect who then crashed his motorized scooter and was killed. Breaking news and analysis at townhall.com.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com. They say all good things come to those who wait, but not for those who wait for that next auto breakdown that can cost you thousands of dollars. I'm Danica Patrick. In the past 5 years, auto repair costs have gone up over 36%. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all. With an Endurance Auto Protection Plan, no matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done by the certified mechanic of your choice. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, and lockout services. Act now and get the benefits of our Elite Plan, a $2,000 value and no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again. So call now for your free quote.
Call 800-373-7519. That's 800-373-7519. 800-373-7519. Fed up with stubborn earwax? Get Wax RX from Dr. Easy. Dr. Easy professional ear washers have been used over 40 million times by medical professionals. Now you can get the same results at home with Wax RX, the personal ear wash system. Just like our professional ear washers, Wax RX flushes away stubborn earwax without a trip to the doctor. Don't be fooled by store brands and cheap knockoffs. Pull into a Walgreens, Walmart, or Shoppers Drug Mart right now and get the original doctor-invented Wax RX in the ear care aisle. At LendSeek, we know running a business takes heart, hustle, and sometimes a little help. That's why we stand with you with our exclusive AI lending platform, connecting you to over 100 funders. If you've been in business for at least 2 years with a minimum annual revenue of $500,000, you can get up to $1 million in funding in as fast as 24 hours. No collateral, no prepayment penalties, no red tape. Apply today with no cost or obligation at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com. Well, we're coming to your city. You toss us in your country song. We'll be flying higher than a tail I know. And if you want a little bang, you can come along. So, are you going to run again in 28? Hey, listen, I might. I'm thinking about it. Make Trump an adjudicated war criminal. Make Hegseth an adjudicated war criminal. Make Marco Rubio an adjudicated war criminal. It provided the $0 to deal with the ongoing genocide of MMIWG2SLGBTQIA+. Freedom is back in style. Welcome to the revolution. We're coming to your city. Over there, guitars and train your conscience. More behind-the-scenes information, breaking news, and more bold, inspired solutions for America. All right, thanks, Scott Shannon. Thanks to all of you for being with us. Write down our toll-free telephone number if you want to be a part of the program. It's 800-941-SEAN if you want to join us. All right, there is a lot to get to today. Let's start with the president saying the Iranians don't seem to realize they have no cards other than a short-term extortion of the world by using international waterways, and that is, they're just playing with fire, and they're so stupid, and it's obvious they haven't learned a thing from Midnight Hammer or Epic Fury or the death of, 3 tiers of leadership. And, while I would have preferred a negotiated settlement, as the days go on, and the president's recognizing this, that the odds of this negotiation tomorrow being successful, if they keep this attitude, then there's no way that this ceasefire is going to hold, and it's not going to do well. They moved the bar.
They've gone after Kuwait. They are using their proxies. They have tried to add Lebanon to the deal. The president was willing to make the call to Bibi Netanyahu and say, hey, can we just, for the time being, put a hold on Lebanon? And that's being negotiated, but that was never part of the original deal. The president also putting up on truth. Iran is doing a very poor job, dishonorable, some would say, of allowing oil to go through the Strait of Hormuz. This is not the agreement that we have. He's all but saying to them, you people are stupid, and okay, we're going to get back to where we were at the beginning of this week, which is he's going to take out your bridges, your infrastructure, all legitimate military targets, in spite of what the media would have. And I think at the end of the day, for those that are upset that the president gave peace a chance or is giving peace a chance, you really can't blame the president for trying. It would be my preference. It'd be my choice, if at all possible, if they're willing to hand over the dust, the nuclear dust, in other words, the 60% enriched uranium, and open the Strait of Hormuz and give up building these longer range ballistic missiles and stop fomenting terror in the region. I think that would be the best outcome possible, but you have to know what you're dealing with here. And, so there's a lot to this that is happening. Now, on the other hand, the president had expressed earlier this week some optimism about the possibility of a deal that's going to take place. These talks will take place in Pakistan. And the president gave, Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner, and everybody, I guess J.D. Vance is involved, has given them, very stringent guidelines. And it's going to be our way or it's going to be the highway. They're the ones that have been the number one state sponsor of terror. They're the ones that can't be trusted. They're the ones that may be good, quote, negotiators, but they're not good at keeping deals. And as the president said, we have the best weapons ever made, and they're ready if Iran doesn't agree to the deal. And so that's the point that we're at. That we're at a tipping point again. They pushed it as far as I think that they're going to be allowed to push it. And if at any moment the fighting begins and the bridges get blown up and the infrastructure gets blown up, none of that will surprise me, as they have no cards, as the president has been saying. And, the president accused Iran of being better at handling the fake news media than they are at fighting. And the Iranian negotiator is saying that U.S. talks won't begin until Lebanon sees a ceasefire. Again, the other problem we have is, who are we really talking to? I don't think we have a really good indication of who it is that we're talking to. Now, there are two camps, two thought processes out there, and I am not at all disturbed at the president's decision to try to give this last round of negotiations a chance. I know that the left and the isolationists, the people that are basically the modern day appeasers, they are the Neville Chamberlains in our time, and I don't think anybody's really paying attention to them anyway. But anyway, I think those people, they don't understand. It's hardly worth arguing with people about a couple of things. It's not worth my time to argue with people that don't see the wisdom in preventing the Iranians from getting nuclear weapons based on their history of doing nothing but fomenting terror and pursuing weapons of mass destruction and killing innocent men, women, and children, tens and tens of thousands of them, and this ambition that they've had, fueled by money given to them by the likes of Barack Obama and Joe Biden and others. What have they done with that money? Did they help the people in their country? No. Those are the people that, if women don't dress properly, get beaten or killed, or they take gays and lesbians and put them on the top of tall buildings and push them off. That is the rigid theocracy that people have been living under. It is tyranny at the worst level in modern day. And so, there are those people that say that there's never going to be a means of negotiating. Well, the only stipulation that might exist to that is we're not negotiating with the old regime. There has been regime change in Iran. In other words, the top tier leadership was wiped out in the opening moments of Epic Fury. The next tier leadership that was going to replace the supreme leader, they were wiped out in one shot. So they don't exist any longer. And then you've had every major leader, everyone involved from their intelligence apparatus to the Iranian Revolutionary Guard apparatus and their leaders and the Quds Force leaders and police headquarters. They've all been wiped out. Ministry of everything has been wiped out. So, for those that argue, well, Iran's getting exactly what they want out of the ceasefire, I don't think they're getting anything but a little bit of time to save themselves if they are smarter than the leadership that has already been killed. Otherwise, they're going to end up in hell with the rest of those leaders where they belong. Now, President Trump, I have confidence, will make sure the regime short-term, negotiating window will not be will not be the last strategic victory for them. It's just not going to work that way. I can't see any deal happening that doesn't include the following. The Strait of Hormuz is going to be open for the free flow of oil at market prices, or there's going to be more hell to pay. I can't imagine any deal scenario. Now, some people have argued you might be able to entomb, because we know the location of the 60% enriched uranium, as the president affectionately refers to it as dust. And they're in canisters. They're buried deep underground, deep under these nuclear facilities, enrichment facilities that we destroyed. We do have the means of getting that. I think using the Libyan model, which when Libya gave up their nuclear ambition, it was Americans that went in and took out any remaining nuclear material. I think that would be the proper model to follow. But this temporary 14-day halt it is simply what it is. There's nothing that the Iranians are going to be able to do in terms of rebuilding their defense forces that have been destroyed in 14 days. It's just not going to happen. It's a matter of whether or not the Iranians are serious about negotiations. Has this new leadership learned anything from the failed and dead old leadership? That's the only question that will be answered. How it ends, it's going to end one way or the other. It's going to end either they do it willingly or they do it the easy way, or they're going to do it the hard way. Iran will probably try to string us along, probably try to sell us a bad deal. That will be shot down in fairly short order. And then we'll go in and then we'll crush Iran. And then when we do leave, they won't be able to think about rebuilding anything if they even exist anymore in its current configuration, meaning the theocracy of religious fanatics. It's that simple. Now, the president has threatened bigger, better, stronger military, more lethal force if Iran doesn't comply with our deal points. And I look at this and it's fairly straightforward. It's just kind of hard to argue with people that really don't seem to be able to think beyond the current moment, or those people that purposely distort the Trump doctrine. The Trump doctrine has never been isolationism. I don't know where this interpretation has come from among some, because if you look at President Trump's past actions and then ask yourself very simple questions, you can only come to one conclusion. The Trump doctrine is not isolationism. No, the president wiped out the ISIS caliphate. Now ask yourself, is the world a safer, better place because of that? I think the answer is obviously yes. When the president took out Soleimani on that tarmac, was that the right decision? He was the worst terrorist in the world who killed many Americans and many others. Was that a good decision? Is the world safer without the likes of General Soleimani? The answer to me is obviously yes. The same with Baghdadi. Is the world better, safer because he's done? I believe the answer is yes. Is the world better now in his second term when he took out their nuclear enrichment facilities with 14 bunker buster bombs? I think the answer is obviously yes. I think the president made the right decision. Is there some cleanup, some aftermath, some finish work to be done? I think, yeah, but that would be expected. And that's, the president so far has been ahead of schedule in terms of our military objectives. And I think that's something we should applaud. And we still have a lot of other issues we've got to deal with. On the other side of this, I believe that we're going to have to deal with the issue of NATO. Have disgraced UK Prime Minister Keir's Neville Chamberlain Starmer blaming, Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin for sky-high oil prices. Well, why don't they blame themselves for allowing themselves to be so dependent on this new green energy nonsense that they've invested billions and billions of dollars all throughout Europe for? Starmer, frankly, if we're going to be blunt, we'd be speaking German today if it weren't for the USA, rescuing Great Britain from the Nazis. And you got to give a tip of the hat to the likes of Winston Churchill, one of my historic heroes. I think, a man of unbending moral clarity and courage and bravery, and defined all of it. And it's like the Brits have no recollection of World War II and Nazi Germany, which is breathtaking to me. Anyway, Starmer is now blaming President Trump and Vladimir Putin for the fact that oil prices have gone up here. It will be temporary. It's not going to be permanent. Never mind that Starmer and his Labor Party, they've hobbled their own oil industry and infrastructure because of their clinging to radical socialism and climate alarmism. If you go back to when Margaret Thatcher was prime minister in the 80s, Britain's North Sea oil industry was booming. But the UK's radical environmentalists convinced subsequent prime ministers to cut Britain's oil production by over 70%. And they can't ratchet that up anytime soon. And whoa, what a shock. The cost of their energy went through the roof. Climate alarmism has failed everywhere it's been tried. And then Starmer now is pointing fingers and talking about, global conflicts are wreaking havoc on the cost of oil. That's your problem. You didn't have to be so reliant and dependent on foreign sources of energy, the lifeblood of the world's economy. Just like the moment in his first term when Donald Trump gave then Chancellor Merkel of Germany the white flag of surrender, because instead of doing business with the U.S. and getting their liquefied natural gas and oil from us, he did a multi-billion-dollar deal with Vladimir Putin and Russia. Again, NATO designed to protect in large part Europe from the threat that Russia poses the region. Anyway, we have Neville Chamberlain Starmer repeatedly now criticizing Trump, and you have Spain, and you have Great Britain, and you have Macron and France, and Italy as well. All these countries, they have neglected national security, national defense. They have embraced radical socialism, climate alarmism, and they have allowed unfettered illegal immigration into their countries without assimilation. And I never thought in my lifetime that I'd ever hear that Great Britain has nearly 100 Sharia courts, but they do. I never thought they'd have no-go zones in France, but they do, in other parts of Europe. Being destroyed because of their unwillingness to help us against the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. That's all on them. All right, you hear me talking all the time, making smarter choices when it comes to health, wellness, fitness.
issue at today's spot price of gold. No dealer markup, no premium, perfect grade. Government issue. The first 50 callers receive our critically acclaimed hardcover modern numismatic masterpieces absolutely free. This window is closing. When gold runs, it doesn't wait for permission. Call right now, 833-MINT-MARK. That's 833-MINT-MARK. Don't watch the next move. Own it. Call 833-MINT-MARK. Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/news. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/news. That's ZipRecruiter.com/news. ZipRecruiter.com/news. ZipRecruiter.
Do you have coins, jewelry, precious metals, or high-end collectibles and are looking to sell for top dollar? Sil DeGenova, CEO and owner of Tangible Investments, has become legendary by beating his competitors' offers by as much as 500%.
I had a diamond ring that's been an heirloom in my family for many years, so I went to a local jewelry store and they offered me $600. I just wasn't comfortable. I took it down to Tangible Investments and they offered me over $6,000. That store is absolutely awesome.
Stories like these are why Tangible Investments has become America's top dealer, why you'll see Sil featured on CNBC, the History and Discovery Channel, and quoted in the Wall Street Journal. Right now, gold, jewelry, and collectibles prices are at record highs. Shop the competition, then call him last. You'll be amazed at the difference, guaranteed. Call now for an absolutely free, no obligation appraisal. Call 800-885-1400. That's 800-885-1400. 800-885-1400. Before you sell, call Sil. Tangible Investments.
He's Donald Trump's #1 enemy in Congress, Chicago politician Dick Durbin. Now, Durbin has a new scheme. He's doing the dirty work to benefit corporate megastores. Durbin's bill could cut corners on your credit card security, putting your personal data at risk. Big chain retailers and warehouse stores want to inflate their profits, and liberal Dick Durbin would help them do it. Tell senators, say no to the megastores and Dick Durbin. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Is that a backyard project or lawn to tame? For over 50 years, VP Racing Fuels has dominated racetracks around the world. Did you know your trimmer, chainsaw, or blower is a little air-cooled race engine, making VP Racing Fuels the logical choice to fuel it? Our specially formulated fuels promote smooth first starts and longer-performing engine life. Available now at all your local retailers. Don't let low-quality fuels stall your weekend. When it matters most, choose VP Racing Small Engine Fuels.
Hello, my friends. Pat Boone here. I'm 91 years young and feeling great. Elvis once opened for me, and I'm still recording and performing. People often ask me, how do you stay so young? Well, one great reason is something I've been taking for 30 years called Vital Factors. NDR has updated the formula with NAD, which is a vital coenzyme that's crucial for energy production and DNA repair. I just drop a tablet in water for a tasty drink in the morning, and I'm ready to go. Feeling mentally sharp with youthful energy and all-day stamina. My friend, I urge you to check out VitalFactors.com. Vital Factors keeps me doing what I love, living life fully. Go to VitalFactors.com and use the code RADIO. You'll get $15 off your order. Code RADIO.
So, go to VitalFactors.com today.
This is Sirius XM Patriot, channel 125.
What's up,
everybody. We're not quite sure where Sean Hannity is, but for the hot second, we want to let you guys know that we want to know what you want to hear. We're keeping an eye on everything that's going on across the country. And what's happening this weekend with Iran and Pakistan? Are these agreements going to happen or not? What do you think, Sean Hannity?
You know, I don't know what it is, but sometimes I miss my cue. Because my phone blows up constantly, never stops, 24/7.
Maybe replace your sundial.
All right, just you. I don't need commentary from the gallery, if you don't mind. All right, we're going to talk about NATO. How that is going to unfold is going to be very, very interesting. I can tell you, I believe NATO in its current configuration will not exist the way we know it today. Our contribution will be greatly reduced, and we'll make alliances with people that are actually dependable. Straight ahead.
How many times are you going to walk into that outdated bathroom and think, I really need a bathroom makeover? Stop putting it off and transform your bathroom and your life in as little as one day with a beautiful, affordable shower makeover from Jacuzzi Bath Remodel. Choose from custom designs tailored to your budget and style, including safety-focused features for beauty and peace of mind.
I've had a great experience from start to finish. The crew that came in, they were so professional. This looks like a marble, beautiful, new shower. And it was done all in one day.
Right now, we're waiving all installation costs, plus offering no interest and no payments for up to 1 year. Call now to schedule your free design consultation and quote. Call 800-384-3341. That's 800-384-3341. 800-384-3341. With purchase and installation, financing through third-party lender, subject to credit approval. No interest and no payments if paid in full within 12 months. Charge for purchase date if not paid in full. Not all will qualify. Call dealer for details.
Wesley Financial Group is not an offer.
Thank you for calling the Spectrum Community Solutions line. This call may be recorded for quality and security purposes. Para español, marque 5. Are you calling about the account associated with 419-229-2921?
No.
Okay, please tell me the phone number associated with your account. I found 2 accounts. Which are you calling about? Your business account or your residential account? Or say, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
Sorry, if you're calling about your commercial account, say business or press 1. If you're calling about your residential account, say residential or press 2. Or say sure or press star. That's all right. Let's continue. If you're a resident in a bulk community, say resident. If you're a member of property staff, say property. If this is regarding your business class services, say business.
Business.
Please say or enter the zip code of your service address. Thanks. In a few words, please tell me what you're calling about.
Return equipment.
Okay, returning equipment. Returning your equipment is easy at any Spectrum store. To save time, we recommend scheduling an in-store appointment. If you'd like, I can text you a link to find the nearest store. Just say, send me the link. If you prefer a different return method, you can say, more options.
More options.
All right. You can also return your equipment to the nearest UPS store, where they will take care of packaging and shipping at no cost. To find the nearest UPS store, visit spectrum.net/equipment return. Would you like me to text you the link?
No.
All right. To hear the website address again, say repeat that. For further assistance with returning your equipment, say representative. For anything else, say main menu.
Representative.
Or, if you're done, you'd like that information again, right?
No. Representative.
Sorry. Please say yes or no. You'd like that information again, right?
No.
My mistake. To hear the website address again, say repeat that. For further assistance with returning your equipment, say representative. For anything else, say main menu. Or, if you're done, feel free to hang up.
Representative.
All right. I'll get someone to help you. Let me transfer you to a customer service representative. One moment, please.
Connect your business with reliable business phone plans, unlimited long-distance calling, and over 35 advanced calling features like smart call screening, call waiting, caller ID, and voicemail to email. Your business can reach the people who matter most.
Having a reliable, fast internet service that can fit my budget is really great. We can all connect together and be on the same page.
Entertain and engage your customers or guests with Spectrum Business TV packages. Customize your plans with flexible packages with live sports, news, and entertainment that fits your needs, including streaming.
Welcome to the stream time. To wake up, folks.
Spectrum Mobile for Business provides fast, reliable mobile service nationwide with the ability to keep your number and bring your own device or get the latest phone. Business customers can take advantage of exclusive savings, multi-line packages, and corporate liability options to keep your employees connected. Keep your business connected seamlessly with internet, phone, TV, and mobile. Save money with tailored.
Spectrum Business Specialist here in North Carolina. How may I assist you today?
Yes, ma'am. I'm the technology person for recovery business, and we have had like 7 accounts with you guys, small business accounts. We've converted them all to enterprise, so it's all one account that we can, plug. Unfortunately, at some sites they did pick up the equipment, other sites they didn't. So I've just driven around the state of Ohio to all of our sites and picked up all the equipment that wasn't picked up yet, and I attempted to return them to a Spectrum store, and they said they don't do it like that anymore, even though your phone prompt just told me to do that.
I tell all my customers, take it to UPS, where you're guaranteed to go ahead and get it done. They will box it up, label, ship it off, no expense. You just make sure you get a receipt, and going to UPS, you will also get a tracking number.
Okay. So now the equipment is for multiple different accounts, so they should, when they receive it, they should be able to scan them all in, though, right?
Founder of Wesley.
Oh, you hung up.
There you go again.
Hello.
I'm still here.
Oh, I'm sorry. In and out. I'm driving. I'm sorry. Yeah,
I can tell.
So they should be able to just, like I said, scan them all in and remove the equipment from the accounts?
That's right.
Okay, perfect. Well, I appreciate your help, ma'am. Thank you.
Oh, you're more than welcome. Thank you. You're an asset to Spectrum. You have a wonderful rest of your day and an even better weekend.
You too. Bye.
Thank you.
Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-475-1818. That's 800-475-1818.
Making golf plans soon? French Lick Resort is where it happens. This is the only place you can play Pete Dye and Donald Ross courses together at one property. Play 54 holes at French Lick, including their new short course, Sand Creek. Tee times go fast. Book yours for 2026 or 2027. Visit FrenchLick.com to get started. Legendary Golf is waiting. at French Lake Resort. 21 Center Casino. Gateway problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT or text INGAMB to 53342. Message and data rates may apply.
Investors and stock traders, listen up. Remember me? Dutch Masters from Carnivore Trading here. You've seen me on Fox Business as an expert trader for several years. Hey, to achieve 20, 30, or 50% annual returns in your growth portfolio, you have got to know the right sectors and stocks to be in. Carnivore's short-term trading account has turned in triple-digit returns year after year. That's right, over 100% a year consistently. Our members simply trade our instant trade alerts in real time right alongside us. And now, with Carnivore Trading's new Direct Access program, we are live streaming direct from the Carnivore Trading desk.
Hey, you guys eat?
I just had some waffles because my sugar was really low.
Waffles.
Legos.
No.
Legos. Yeah, my sugar dropped to hell and I couldn't barely stand up.
All right.
So.
Well, I haven't eaten today either, so.
Well, I'm going out to disconnect the wires on. I got to climb up on the ladder to take the electrical off the hot tub. So he's working on the floor right now, but when you get here, we'll attack.
All right. Well, I'm gonna grab something to eat.
All right.
Later.
See ya.
Yep. Bye.
Stop. This is how trading services should be. Stop listening to people that don't make you money. Start trading with winners. Go to carnivoretrading.com. That's carnivoretrading.com. And start trading with the Lions of Wall Street.
Carnivore Trading is not a registered investment
Give me a
advisor. No investment advice
burger.
makes no guarantees and does not manage your money. Historical performance is no guarantee of future results. The stock market involves risks, so invest wisely. So when I ask, what is Odoo? What comes to mind? Well, Odoo is a bit of everything. Odoo is a suite of business management software that some people say is like fertilizer because of the way it promotes growth. But, some people also say Odoo is like a magic beanstalk because it grows with your company and is also magically affordable. But then again, you could look at Odoo in terms of how its individual software programs are
Fuck this. I don't want no
blocks. I mean, whatever your business needs, manufacturing, accounting, HR programs, you can build a custom software suite that's perfect for your company. So, what is Odoo? Well, I guess Odoo is a bit of everything. Odoo is fertilizer magic beanstalk building blocks for business. Yeah, that's it. Which means that Odoo is exactly what every business needs. Learn more and sign up now at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Business taxes again. Forms, deadlines, numbers. I don't even know where to start.
There's a smarter way. Meet X.Tax, IRS approved, AI-powered business tax filing for partnerships, S-corps, and C-corps. Upload your last year's return, pull your financials by connecting to QuickBooks Online app, or enter data manually, and X.Tax does the heavy lifting automatically.
But the April 15th deadline for my C-corp is right around the corner.
Then don't wait. X.Tax prepares, validates, and e-files your return with built-in accuracy checks and real CPAs. EA's in the loop with AI. Federal filing starts at just $159. No hidden fees, no surprises.
This tax season, join thousands of businesses who've traded the stress for simplicity with X.Tax. C-corp deadline is April 15th. File today at X.Tax. Secure, IRS authorized, and built for business.
This is Sirius XM Patriot, Channel 125.
You won't hear the mainstream press talking about this stuff. Sean Hannity is on the radio. 9:25 till the top of the hour this Friday. 800-941 Sean, our number if you want to be a part of the program. Linda's trying to make the biggest deal. Oh, she had to fill in for a whopping 15 seconds.
Those are amazing 15 seconds. I'll have
amazing 15 seconds.
The audience was riveted.
The audience is riveted by your talk radio style. Unbelievable.
That's right.
Sean Hannity. So 15 seconds is about all I can trust you to do because, and before the first F-bomb comes flying out, that, of course, Jesus would put a seal of approval on because that's been the argument all week. Forgive us as we forgive. In Linda's interpretation of the Bible means forgive us as we forgive when convenient, and otherwise you're on my hate list, which is not exactly. I want to talk about bastardizing the actual words of Jesus and twisting them and contorting them and distorting them. I mean, they're very straightforward in terms of the language is very straightforward. Very, very straightforward. Anyway, you're not resisting. It's a good thing.
Listen, I have plenty to say, but I already stole 15 seconds of your thunder. How much more can I take from you on a Friday? It's long.
No, there's only about 15 seconds might be the limit until the first X gets dropped, and then I'm going to be responsible for paying the fine, not you.
It's 45 seconds before I F-bomb. You're completely safe.
Okay, so next time. So I'm free to give you.
You got 45 seconds to run back to the mic. You're done.
Then it's probably done. I love this. I'm gonna give up cursing for Lent, and she can't make 20 seconds before the first.
That's me being honest, though. You don't think that's a good thing?
You deserve props for being honest instead of being able to accomplish your goal.
Did you give up
First of all,
Lent, Sean?
I give up what?
Clocks.
All right, Mr. Wise Ass in the peanut gallery over there. Like, we need this, we need a hole in the head, hanging up on the boss. Unbelievable.
But I will tell you.
Everyone likes making fun of me.
I'm not making, first of all, you're making fun of me. Second of all, the reason I didn't give up cursing is because it's needed. There's too many dumb liberals in the world, and I have things that need to be shared in a very
more rationalization. You're as bad as a liberal when it comes to this rationalization.
Don't say that. That's just me.
And justification. It's not mean. It's just me. I'm being honest.
Calling me a Democrat is probably the worst thing you could call me. By all means, I'm telling you. And I know all the bad words.
I said liberal.
Democrat, liberal, they both stink.
Commie, socialist, Marxist, statist.
Yikes.
Want to keep going?
Painful. No.
Born on America's darkest day, September 11th, 2001, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, they have been helping American heroes ever since. Heroes like FDNY firefighter Robert E. Welsh III. Now, Robert served as a police officer before his appointment to the fire department in 2001, only weeks after the 9/11 attacks. He was on the front lines of 9/11 recovery efforts. Robert, he dedicated nearly 2 decades of his life to protect his community, his country, before losing his courageous battle with a 9/11 related cancer, which is very real, and leaving behind his beloved wife, their 3 children. Now, this is the 25th anniversary year of 9/11. We continue to see the toll that day is still taking on heroes, their families, and that's why the Tunnel to Towers Foundation is so critical, and your generosity is so vital, because the Tunnel to Towers Foundation was able to honor Robert and pay off the Welsh family mortgage. Now, you could show your support, your appreciation. It's our way to say thank you to all the families like the Welsh family. There are so many others that are in need. Whatever you can donate, please do so. Now, some people, you may have land. Well, that land, we can build a home for a hero on that land. We can give it to somebody or sell it and use that money to build more homes.
All right, I'm rating TikTok. Later, everybody.
The letter T.org. The letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org for the Tunnel to Towers Foundation.
Sorry, buddy, I'm rating somebody. Hop in the raid. Sorry, man. And was busy today.
And Spain, and even what's her name, Georgia. I'm so mad at Italy too. No, they wouldn't even let our planes. What?
Georgia Maloney.
Maloney, yes, Adam Maloney. It's not the Irish version. Anyway, so Starmer's attacking the president. It's just the people in Europe. You would think. When's the last time Macron ever went to the gravesite at Normandy? When's the last time, he thought about World War II? When is the last time those that are incapable, are so intellectually dumb or lazy? I can't decide which it is.
No worries. Don't apologize. I should have texted you. I just ran out to Green Springs and back, but I gotta hang up and get on the phone. So
no desire to try.
I might see you later. If not, I think I might do something from the desktop later today, okay? No worries, brother.
These critics. Now, you have whole groups of people that want Donald Trump to fail. Obviously, the Democrats want Trump to fail. The legacy media wants